you talk to my government. You give all the evidence that is required, that is wanted. And I can assure you, General Raheel Sharif will do that.
Sir, the scathing observations being made against you, and Rashid Qureshi knows this, made in the joint declaration today are happening at a time when you claim to have acted against the Jamaat-ud-Dawa by freezing their assets. You claim to have taken action.
But they have not done it.
No, you claim to have taken action in some superficial manner. In some superficial manner against terror. The fact of the matter remains, it cuts no ice. It doesn't cut ice with great power India, with great power United States, with no great power in the world. But yet you refuse to learn.
I wish you were so great as you want to believe.
There is a trust deficit.
Arnab,
no, you may say...
You cannot define single-handedly the peaceful environment. You have to create for both the governments. There are reservations with our government, there are reservations with yours. So if the leadership is serious on Indian side, they have the initiative. You are a bigger country, you take the initiative, and government of Pakistan is always responding.
Rashid Qureshi, all the terror organizations mentioned in today's joint declaration. Okay, Sheshadri Chari.
Arnab, I would like, Air Marshal, actually the demand was that they should be banned. Instead of banning it, what the Pakistan government maximum do
they have been banned now.
No, but if I am to believe your own High Commissioner in India, I spoke to him just 48 hours back, and he said the ban has not taken place, but we are progressing on those lines. This is what His Excellency, the High Commissioner of Pakistan to India, told me personally.
He is representing the government. I am now a retired man,
No, you have to tell us.
It has not been banned.
Abid Rao, this is a fact. You see, Abdul Basit is your envoy. He is completely hypocritical, he is completely confused. Either he confused, he doesn't know diplomacy, or he is double-faced. He says that the Jamaat-ud-Dawa has not been banned, but the movements of some of its members has been restricted following the UN resolution. He says we are proceeding strictly in accordance with the UN resolution. Bank accounts frozen. There is a ban on travelling abroad of the leadership. That's all that he says. And so we want to know where exactly do you stand. Today, your links to the Haqqani network. Will Rashid Qureshi
no ban on travelling within Pakistan.
Absolutely no ban. Holding rallies. Calling for terror attacks on India. No ban on any of that. So Rashid Qureshi, 5 minutes into the debate, tell me.
Personally, I do not subscribe to that. Sir, I don't believe, I don't support, and I am not too much in picture of what is the state of that organization.
Rashid Qureshi does. Rashid Qureshi supports the Haqqani network. He supports the Lashkar-e-Taiba. He supports the Jaish-e-Mohammed. He knows that Maulana Masood Azhar slipped back into Pakistan when he was working. No, 1 second, sir. When you were with Musharraf, you were in power. Then a man called Maulana Masood Azhar slipped into Pakistan following the IC-814 hijack. That's the Jaish-e-Mohammed Obama is talking about today. Hafiz Saeed is a free man in Pakistan. That's the Lashkar-e-Taiba. No, 1 second. Haqqani network, sir, you tell me today how much support did you give to the Haqqani network?
In order to make a point,
sir,
unfortunately, in order to make a point, you connect areas that are separated by huge timelines and distances.
How is it separated?
And then you come and place words that I've never spoken. And you say, Rashid Qureshi does this, Rashid Qureshi does that, Rashid Qureshi has admitted this, and Rashid Qureshi has said that. It is so unfortunate and so unbecoming of an anchor of a talk show,
which is the role of the ISI, which is the role of the ISI in supporting and parenting these organizations.
Unfortunately. Number two, my friend just now was talking about that we should not be saying that Pakistan's been snubbed, so we'll use another word that they've been slapped on their face. I mean, if this is the way that you people are going to talk about each other's countries, then I don't think we are going to progress at all. The unfortunate part is that if you believe that the United States created Taliban and left Pakistan to fight the Taliban, then you can also rest assured that while in India, they will create something that you will be fighting for the rest of your lives. So I think you need to be a little cautious here. And frankly, I've repeated it twice. I can say it a third time. whatever consensus you've reached, my congratulations to the United States and to India. And I wish both your countries good luck. And if your analysis about the United States is correct, and if your analysis that they left you with the Taliban to fight Taliban because they are trying to disintegrate Pakistan, if that is your opinion of your newfound friend, then in the future, I think you need to take a very, very close look as what you'll be fighting.
General Qureshi, 3 minutes on the debate, the response is going to come from Sheshadri Chari. Only Sheshadri Chari with Rashid Qureshi.
General Qureshi, I really... General Qureshi, I really appreciate your warnings. I do appreciate your warnings. And you know US very well. You have been dealing with them for nearly more than 40 years. Right from 1947 till probably yesterday, US was terribly on your side. They paid you very well. They tried to cultivate you. They even walked with you to an extent of threatening India in 1971 when we broke you into 2 pieces and we nailed and once and for all the lie of two-nation theory. In 1971, they had parked their navy right in front of our sea waters and they threatened us. But in spite of that, we could progress. Now the situation has changed. Now US has realized and they have seen through the greatest lies that Pakistan has been telling them ever since they had to take a covert action against Osama bin Laden. They have absolutely no trust and faith either in your army or in your ISI or on your non-state actors and even on your elected governments, which is fighting a street battle with some of the other parties in that country. Therefore, I think the warning that you are giving us, the advice that you are giving us is probably a little too late on the day. It is you who have to take that advice. And if you don't take that advice, it is not that we are not going to benefit. I have always been saying that when you compare between a strong Pakistan and a weak Pakistan, people ask me whether a strong Pakistan is good for India or a weak Pakistan is good for India. I think the United States is now telling us that neither strong Pakistan nor weak Pakistan, but no Pakistan is good for India. And I think the world is moving towards that direction. And going by the number of countries that have come out to threaten you, going by the number of countries that have come to warn you, going by the kind of global anti-terror schemes that are taking place, I think if you don't wake up now, it is a wake-up call for Pakistan. If you want to exist as a nation and progress, you have to see the writing on the wall. If you don't, I think the day is not far off when you may not probably exist in the map of the world. That will be very unfortunate for you. But I can't help it if the world situation turns that way.
I appreciate your deep-felt feelings for Pakistan. And I also appreciate your admitting today that you broke Pakistan into 2 pieces. Because all throughout the last 40 years or 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, we've been hearing that India had no part to play in that. Now, if that be the case, if you've lived and existed to work against Pakistan, how do we expect you today to come and give us sane advice? Now, very unfortunate. If that's what you've been doing in the past, I don't think then you need to cry about what happened in Kargil. I don't think you need to cry when you say, oh, Pakistan is doing this and Pakistan is doing that, because you've done much worse. Thanks for admitting it. And therefore, I'm also sure that given a little...
One minute. Put hands go up. First, Maroof.
If your interference in Pakistan's internal affairs made or broke Pakistan into 2 pieces, and you're trying to repeat that in Balochistan, I think it's time that the world saw this talk show and also appreciated the good work that India has been doing as far as Pakistan is concerned.
What the Indian army did as a humanitarian effort and your ignominious
let me bring out Arnab, please. Arnab,
this needs to
please.
be corrected.
Gen Qureshi, you are hallucinating quite clearly. The Hamidur Rahman Commission was set up by Pakistan to investigate into what went wrong. Yes. The report says very clearly how your leadership messed up completely in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. You go to Dhaka, you still see evidence of the genocide you all had initiated. You also
absolutely
see,
wrong.
and it is
That's
historically both
incorrect.
in the Hamidur Rahman. No,
That's
sir, hear me
Indian
out.
propaganda.
It is your document, the Hamidur Rahman Commission report, and General Niazi was painted as a hero in your country, despite him admitting that he messed it up with the surrender in Dhaka, when your soldiers happily surrendered because they were fearing that they were going to be lynched by the Bangladeshis for the rape atrocities and the complete genocide that you completed. And it is the first time in the history of humanity that a surrendered army was allowed to carry weapons because your soldiers feared for your lives. So don't blame us for the mess up in Bangladesh. Please look into your own history. It is your report. I can quote you 10 other books. Yeah. So please don't blame us.
And
we don't play dirty games. And Baluchistan is a figment of your imagination.
Maroof, I say we are running short of time, but I'm running. Maroof, I'm running short of time.
And he's being tried. One of your former president is being tried for
Musharraf is now being tried for killing Bukti in Baluchistan. He thought by assassinating Bukti, he would solve the Baluch problem. It is now another stone around his neck other than the act of treason of taking over the country.
But Maroof, you see,
go and do a little homework,
Maroof, what happened? Maroof, I a little bit of sympathy for our Pakistani guests at this point, because what happened on the 16th of December 1971, when their martial law administrator, Lieutenant General Niazi, surrendered to the Indian forces, is a touchy subject for the Pakistanis. I don't want to pick that up. But there are lessons they should have learned from there.
Such a big subject.
Sir, it's a big subject.
Debate on this. We will come.
We will have a debate on that.
Let it be an hour or 2 hours long.
Sure, we'll have a debate on that. Sure, we'll have a debate on that. Okay, gentlemen.
General Bakshi, I'd like to say one thing. By denying Mujibur Rahman's electoral verdict and the result, when you should have made him the Prime Minister of Pakistan, the martial law regime, along with Bhutto, decided to overturn that electoral verdict. You did it to yourself. Then the problem that was yours.
Okay, General Bakshi, now we are straying.
By pushing in.
Now we are straying. I think we'll have a separate debate on 1971. We'll have a separate debate on 1971. We will. I assure you we will. But for the moment, let me say that let the lessons of what has happened today in 2015 not be forgotten. Because this seemed a very determined effort. It's a day when there has been a watershed change, a change in position, a coming together between India and America. It will have a deep and long-term impact on the subcontinent. And I think repercussions for Pakistan are certain to follow. We'll follow where it goes. I thank you all for joining me on this debate on the Newshour tonight.